Welcome back to Kate and Jimbo. It's Kate from Kate and Jimbo, coming to you with a prediction, or kind of a prediction, kind of a chat video about a huge game tonight for our North London rivals as they face Real Madrid at the Emirates Stadium. Um, Normally, I would be really confident that they'd get smashed, but Real Madrid are injury ridden, and I've got this scary, scary thought that the stars are aligning for Arsenal to win the Champions League this year. I mean, you've got to give them their dues. Should they get past Madrid over two legs, they've got to go as one of the favourites. But look, tonight is going to be a tough game for them. Me personally, I think they've got to win by a minimum of 2 goals because I think come the Bernabeu, Real Madrid, we all know they're a different gravy when it comes to the Champions League. They've won it 15 times. So Arsenal need to score at least 2 goals, I would say, to have a bit of a cushion there. They are conceding a lot of goals, Real Madrid, at the minute. They lost to Valencia at the weekend, and at home they lost to Real Sociedad in the second leg of the Copa del Rey. But we all know, as I just said, they are Champions League specialists. This is their competition. Arsenal are going to be without Gabriel, which is a big blow to them. Gabriel Saliba, a fantastic defensive duo. I actually think Gabriel's been the better and more consistent player for Arsenal, but that's just my opinion. However, they will have the likes of maybe Julian Timber, although he hasn't played that much football, I don't think, or Kiwior coming in. But when you think of Kiwior coming up against someone like Mbappe, as an Arsenal fan, if I was an Arsenal fan, which I am gladly I'm not, but if I were and I saw Kiwior versus Mbappe, I would be having kittens. They've got Real Madrid, look, they've got quite a few injuries, but they've been boosted with Courtois coming back, their goalkeeper. We all know his pedigree from being in the Premier League. They've also got Bellingham, Mbappe, Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. up front. Those 4 in the front are just, well, it should strike fear in any team in the world coming up against those 4. We all know what they can do. I think Bellingham is a key player tonight for Real Madrid. And I think Saka needs to have the game of his life tonight because, like I say, I think they need to score 2 goals. So he needs to be getting up there. He's in good form at the minute. I mean, had he not been injured, I think he'd be fighting Salah for the Golden Boot. But that's a whole other story. But yeah, they're the key men for me. As I said, I think Bellingham, we all know what he can do, and I think Saka, we all know what he can do. But it's which can perform on the night. And like I say, Real Madrid are used to the pressure of the Champions League. They're used to the unbelievable feeling of winning it multiple times, whereas Arsenal have yet to win it. I am going to go for an Arsenal victory in tonight's first leg. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Arsenal win. Do I think that will be enough coming the second leg? Probably not, but ask me near at the time. But I just see them just edging it tonight, which will give them a massive boost going into the second leg. If they can score sort of 2+ goals and take that to the Bernabeu, they've got a huge chance of getting through. But tonight I see it being more of a 1-goal margin. So I'm going for Arsenal 2, Real Madrid 1. Then, of course, we've got tomorrow night, we've got Aston Villa versus PSG, or should I say PSG versus Aston Villa. Look, I was one of these people that advocated for how brilliant I thought PSG were. I got a hell of a lot of stick on the terrace and in other places because people just said that they're in a farmers league. They never beat anyone of any importance, blah, 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 blah. But I think they showed against Liverpool, this is not the PSG of old. You know, they were so dominant for that first leg. I mean, I predicted 4-1. It could have easily been 4-1. And it's kind of ironic that the penalties in the second leg were won by PSG by 4 penalties to 1. Little bit of karma there for all the Liverpool fans. Hassam, I'm looking at you, who gave me loads of stick for that prediction. Look, Villa are a dark horse, I think, for the competition. They've not been in this situation before, well, not for many, many years. They've got some good players in there, but I just think PSG looks so strong this season. I think they took Liverpool completely by surprise. They play like I think Ange thinks we play, or how Ange wants us to play. They're just front-footed all the time, running at the opposition, making chances. But they're also good in defence as well. Look, this is such a tough one. Over the 2 legs, I don't see Villa progressing. However, if they did, it wouldn't shock me massively, because I think Emery is doing a sensational job at Aston Villa. And I think if Aston Villa and Arsenal meet in the next round, what a game that will be. At the same time, I think if Arsenal did get past Real Madrid and met PSG, it would be an incredible game as well. I hope Aston Villa gets through for our best friend Frankie and his family, because they're all Aston Villa fans and season ticket holders. I think the one thing that Aston Villa have got going for them is the pace of Marcus Rashford. But look, PSG have got some wonderful players as well. It's a difficult one. I think for this one tonight, PSG versus Villa, I'm going to go for a 4-1 PSG win, much like I did against Liverpool, possibly even 5-1. What am I thinking? They've got Barcola, Dembele, oh my God, Ruiz, Mendes. Aston Villa have got playing Cash, Konsa, Mings, Digne, Kamara, Tielemans, McGinn, Asensio, Rodgers, Rashford. Oh God, this is a difficult one. Now, I'm going to stick with my 4-1 prediction for PSG. I think they're just unbelievable on home turf. And I think Aston Villa aren't the best travellers either. It's a huge task for Villa. So tonight, I am going to go for Arsenal to narrowly beat Real Madrid by 2-1. And tomorrow night, Aston Villa to unfortunately come unstuck and get beaten by PSG by 4-1, which I think will prove a bridge way too far come the second leg. Obviously, there are other games tonight, but they're not involving English teams, so I won't be previewing them. However, I would like to say I do hope that Bayern Munich gets through. I do hope that Harry Kane wins the Champions League. From here on in, who do I think is going to win it? I think you kind of got be a little bit crazy to back against Real Madrid, because this is their competition. However, it hinges on tonight. I think if Real Madrid beat Arsenal tonight, yeah, I think they'll probably go on to win it. But part of me as well, for my own self-satisfaction, would like to see PSG, because I just think they're such a good side, and I think they get massively disrespected. So look, this has been the best part of the season for me, the Champions League. I think the whole season in general, not just from a Spurs perspective, but as say a neutral, there's been no title race. You know, La Liga's had a title race, the Bundesliga's had a title race, Serie A's had a title race. We haven't had a title race this year in the Premier League. We haven't even had the jeopardy of relegation, because those 3 teams that are going down have been going down for a long time. So I kind of have focused onto the Champions League, which I think has been immense so far this season. And with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool going out, I think it's been thrown wide open. So obviously I will be saying Hala Madrid tonight, but those are my score predictions. Let me know below in the comments what you think the results will be tonight, and also who you think will progress. Obviously I will do another video for the second legs. There won't be a show tomorrow because we are out for the day, but Thursday probably be a show on here as well for a pre-match preview, and also we will be doing the pre-match pump-up show over on Real TV at 6:30 on Thursday for Spurs versus Frankfurt. But anyway, enjoy your day, everyone, and as always, come on you Spurs, and Hala Madrid.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins like in the Onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mix in transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like Lenny stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match.